This is one of my favorite desserts with raspberries, and it is surprisingly easy. Plus, it's in my new cookbook. We are making a raspberry cake roll. And I cannot wait to sink my teeth into this, so let's get started. We'll start by combining our dry ingredients, and it's just flour, baking powder, and salt. Whisk that together to combine and set it aside. Now we're gonna beat together our eggs and sugar. Start with room temperature eggs so they beat up fluffier, and you can either do this in a stand mixer, which is easier, or do it in a mixing bowl with an electric hand mixer, and that's what I'm using here because I really want you guys to get a good look at the texture. Beat on high speed for about 8 minutes. It takes a little bit longer if you're beating by hand. The key is to beat until ribbons form on the surface when you lift the whisk. Now add your flour mixture about 1/3 at a time and folding it in with a spatula until it's incorporated between each addition. Stop mixing when you no longer see streaks of dry flour in the batter. Lastly, add your real vanilla extract and fold just to combine. Make sure you do not overmix this batter or it can deflate. Our batter is done and it's time to bake it. Transfer it to a parchment-lined baking sheet and spread it evenly in the pan. You can use a spatula or an offset spatula if you have one. I just feel so happy inside making this. I don't know what it is about a cake roll. Like, feels accomplished, but at the same time it's easy. If you want a little more joy in your life, make this cake roll. All right, our cake batter is ready. We're gonna transfer that to the center of a preheated oven and bake at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for 10 to 12 minutes. All right, this next step is super important. Do not skip it, and you'll need it to be ready as soon as that cake comes out of the oven. Lay a clean linen or tea towel on a work surface and dust it generously with powdered sugar. You'll also need a cooling rack. You'll know the cake is done when it's golden on top, and when you poke it gently with your finger, it should not leave an indent. Coming in hot, literally. When the cake is done, immediately run a knife around the edges to loosen it. Then carefully transfer the cake with the parchment paper and slide it right onto that cooling rack. This next part can seem intimidating, but be confident and you'll be just fine. Use the parchment paper to help you flip the cake topside down onto that sugar-dusted towel. Gently peel away and discard the parchment paper. And while the cake is still hot, starting with the short end, roll the cake with the tea towel into a tight log. Take a moment to feel very proud of yourself. Let your cake roll cool on a wire rack while you make the filling. The animation's coming out. It just comes out of me. You'll need 1/2 cup of raspberry preserves. I'm using seedless here, but you can use what you have on hand. Add a little bit of water to thin it out, and you're essentially making a syrup for the sponge cake. Now we're gonna make the cream filling. In a large mixing bowl, combine your heavy whipping cream and granulated sugar. Beat on medium-high speed for 3 to 4 minutes. This is what we do off camera to avoid splatter all over my kitchen. Beat until that's whipped and fluffy. Make sure you don't overbeat or it can start turning into butter. In a separate medium bowl, combine your mascarpone and fold in the vanilla with a spatula. Of course, I'm using my homemade 2-ingredient vanilla. I will link to it in the recipe notes. Now we're gonna fold the whipped cream into the mascarpone cream. The mascarpone helps to stabilize this cream, making it really thick and spreadable, which will make your cake roll easier to slice. Once the cream is well combined, set that aside. Then you're gonna take 1/2 of your raspberries and mash them together with a fork. I like to coarsely mash these to keep some of that raspberry texture in the cream. Now fold your mashed raspberries into the cream just until it's combined. Now that our cake has cooled to room temperature, it's time to unroll it. The sugar-coated towel does 2 things. It keeps the cake from sticking to the towel, and it makes the exterior really pretty when you roll it back up. Start by drizzling on your raspberry syrup, and use the back of a spoon to spread it out evenly. This will add moisture to your sponge cake and add amazing raspberry flavor. Next, spoon your cream onto your cake surface and spread it out with a spatula. Again, if you have an offset spatula, it makes this process just a little bit easier. You want to go all the way to the edges, keeping the frosting at an even thickness. And you can see how lovely and thick and spreadable that frosting is because of the mascarpone. Once your frosting is all spread out, it is time to roll the cake back up. Keep a fairly tight roll as you go. You can also use the towel to help you roll it up. Now you can transfer your raspberry Swiss roll to a serving platter. It will look prettier on the platter if you keep it seam side down. Oh, mama. Now we're gonna put it in the fridge for 1 to 2 hours just to help it set a little bit. It'll be so much easier to slice. All right, this has been chilling in the fridge for a couple of hours and it is time to slice and serve, and I'm totally craving this because I know how good it is. Before you serve it, I do like to cut off these ends because they're not the cutest, right? They look a little messy. So we like to slice those off, and the best part is that that is the cook's sample, so that's what we're gonna do. So I'm just gonna give these a little slice. You don't have to take off a ton.
One side for me, one side for you.
Yes, we'll share with the videographer, i.e. the husband. See what I mean? Look at how pretty it is once I slice that off. Look in that inside. Look at that. I just want this so bad. Go ahead and do the same thing over here. And I'm just gonna clean my knife to keep the slices pretty, just like with a cheesecake, if you want to. No pressure. Okay, we're gonna take off just a little more here. Full portion right here. I call this slice. Husband's looking at it. Don't worry, you'll get more. Look at this. Oh my gosh. All right, and I'm going to clean this up just a little bit because you want it to be really beautiful. It looks like a professional cake roll, like something you would get out of a fancy bakery. I'm gonna fancy it up. I'm gonna make it really beautiful. This is what I would do to serve it for a party or a holiday or event. Once it's done resting, that's when you wanna dust the top with a little more powdered sugar. So we're just gonna add a little pizzazzle. And remember, I saved half of the raspberries. I use these to decorate. So we're gonna scatter some berries. I like to put some on the tray, some on top, if they stay. Maybe we'll just put it on the tray. We just want it to look real pretty. And raspberries are a very nice way to bedazzle your serving platter. Everybody has to know, it's a raspberry cake roll, right? No, I want to put some on top. I can't not. Okay, like make up your mind, woman. That's probably what my husband's thinking.
Push them in.
Can't push them in. There's not like frosting to push them into. As soon as I lift this off, they're gonna go flying. I already know that, but I'm gonna put them on anyways and no one's gonna stop me. I am the master of my cake. You cannot deny that this is cute, okay?
Masterpiece.
It's not a hard cake. Making a cake roll is pretty straightforward. It's that whole like quickly lift and transfer to the powder sugar dusted towel. That feels like an achievement. But overall, it's really not complicated. It's not hard because you don't have to really decorate it. And look at how cute. I mean, come on, can't deny. Okay, but now it's the moment that I have been waiting for. You know what we're gonna do? We are going to slice off a piece and enjoy it. So that's what I'm gonna do. We're gonna do a big piece so we can each enjoy a big slice, big honkin' slice. And I'm gonna bedazzle it with a few more raspberries because I can't help myself. And these came from our garden, which makes them even better. Okay, look at how cute. Love it. I love cake rolls. Okay, here we go. Let's get a big bite here for the taste test. And it is like my favorite sponge cake base. I have a ton of cakes using this base, so look up sponge cake on Natasha's Kitchen. You will find so many fun cakes to try. Okay, here we go. Enough chatting. Oh. It's so good. I don't have enough words to describe. It's not too sweet, first of all. I love desserts that aren't too sweet. It's the perfect balance of sweetness. It has some like heart and tanginess in it because remember we mashed up raspberries and put it into the cream, and that cream, I'm telling you guys, it is perfection. The lightness of a whipped cream, and then it has the mascarpone folded into it, some vanilla. The flavor is like, mwah. And I love that when you fold mascarpone in there, it thickens the cream, and so it stays put really beautifully. Like, I mean, look at those layers. It is fantastic. And the beauty of this cake roll, if you're intimidated still after watching me make this, which I hope you're excited and not intimidated, but the beauty of this is you can totally make it a day ahead. Cover it, pop it in the fridge just before serving, dust it with the powdered sugar, add some little pizzazzle of raspberries, and you have the best stunning raspberry cake roll or a raspberry jelly roll, whatever you want to call it. I hope you guys totally love this recipe. You can find it on natashaskitchen.com and in my cookbook, which is the original source of the recipe. Hope you guys totally love it. I have the best chapter on dessert in here, so make sure you get your hands on this if you haven't already. I will link to it. And if you guys have any recipe requests, let me know in the comments and where you spotted Sharky, because the first person who sees him in the live premiere gets a prize. Can you tell I'm talking fast because I want to eat more? Okay, I'm gonna enjoy this, so we'll see you guys later. Bye. It's so good, honey. Oh, it's so good. Poor guy. He's probably like salivating over there. I'm gonna take this next bite.
I suddenly have more energy. I feel happier. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna eat the whole thing.